The Lakers need to trade LeBron or Anthony Davis in the postseason. Let's talk about it. Do I agree with it? No. In terms of trading LeBron James, while doing what's best for your franchise is nice and all, there's some times where you do gotta bite that bullet. It's a very unorthodox situation with it being LeBron James. It sound weak, but it's just reality, bro. We can't pretend that outside of Stephen Curry, the name LeBron James doesn't hold more weight than everybody else in the league. If you're trading LeBron, it's gonna leave some salt in some people's mind. It just is, unfortunately. If LeBron's name was Damian Lillard, yeah, it's conversation to be had. It's conversation to be had. I don't know if I'm with that either way. If his name wasn't LeBron, it's a thing. But as lame as it is, this franchise traded LeBron James will be seen as a negative to some people. It would have to be such a great move that people couldn't help but be like, all right, that's some good shit. But the chance that even happens would be no. In terms of Anthony Davis, I still say no, but this one we can actually talk about and debate. And y'all know, truthfully, when both are healthy, which is not a lot, I like Anthony Davis more than LeBron James. Not that he's better, I just like him more. Been fucking with AD. But I have to be honest and objective here. When it comes to Anthony Davis being a Los Angeles Laker, we have LeBron James, who is an aging superstar. LeBron doesn't have time for a guy who could potentially at any random moment not be here. Now, we know when they're on the court, it works. Yes, they were having their hiccups. Yes, Anthony Davis wasn't hitting his shot. It was an awful decline rather than even just a steady one. You go from 33 to 26 to 18. That's not normal. Something is off. And maybe it's just the fact that these past 2 seasons, he's combined for this full season. But if the guy is just not playing ball and you have a star that is LeBron James, but even then, an aging star, if you can't guarantee that that duo wins a title, you gotta answer the phone. Because there's no way you can just have Anthony Davis not playing. You can't even lock if he is playing that him and LeBron would win, and you're gonna have a Lakers team with nothing after one of them leave. If they were locked to win one more title, I don't give a fuck what nobody talking about. One ring is worth damn near a decade of ineptitude to me. That's how much a ring matters to a team. Maybe not to a player, but to a team. So if we were guaranteed with this roster next season, Anthony Davis has sensu beans in his pocket and he just will play all 82 games, will play all postseason games, and that was locked to win, oh, 100%. You do it. You keep that. That's a ring. But the fact that that isn't locked, the fact of the reality is sensu beans aren't even fucking real. And at any given moment, Anthony Davis can go down. I can't trust this in the future. I can't rock with this. We'll be one of the worst teams in basketball history. I'm saying it now. We're going to be broke, unskilled, and old. We're going to be an awful team with very little shots of getting better in the future. Now, you don't trade him for nothing. This is where I would disagree with a lot of people that would say trade Anthony Davis. You can't trade AD for nothing because of what he could potentially do. I know it sounds absurd. I am the one that hates when Lakers fans ignorantly argue it, but there is reality to the claim. If Anthony Davis is healthy at the right place in the right time, you cannot ignore that value. But I just had a video on Dame. They desperately want to keep Dame. Dame desperately wants to stay there. Oh, fuck it. You ain't gonna win anyway. Might as well push the chips to the table. You're telling me I can get a guy like Simons and a couple other young talents and picks from the Blazers? As far-fetched as it sounds to compare an Anthony Simons to an Anthony Davis, you have to understand, if you ain't gonna win, you're cooked. This is the reality the Lakers put themselves in, and I'm fine. I'm all for it. We won in 2020. Whether you think it's a bubble championship or not, you have fun with that. If we can get a couple of young talents from the Blazers and picks, a lot of picks, granted, that's a conversation. I'm not hanging up the phone for that. He's not the healthiest, so you're not gonna get the most, but you can't trade him for nothing. Like Boston, for example, the days of sending AD to Boston, I think are dead. That's too much of a risk for Boston. But AD to be paired with a guy like LaMelo, LaMelo, that's kind of nasty. You might got something to work with. You get a couple more signings, you keep some of your talent. Shit, you trying to move forward or not? If you think LaMelo is at that level. The Hawks, I think the Hawks are one of the suitors that aren't talked about enough, that they probably gotta make that move forward or back. If the Hawks were like, we'll send you John, either Kevin or DeAndre, someone to make the cap work, probably gotta be Danilo. We probably cut Danilo after we get him, and a bunch of picks. Something to talk about. A lot of Lakers fans have this we're the Lakers thing. Bro, we're the Lakers mentality done got us cooked for several years. If you think now's the time to be rapping about we're the Lakers, you're gonna, oh, fuck, you're about to fuck it up for everybody. You're overrating 80's trade value. If I'm overrating 80's trade value for asking for Anthony Simons and picks, John Collins and a wing and picks, I guess not setting a high bar. It's a pretty low bar. Send 80 to the Magic, call me crazy. Yeah, you are crazy. Why would the Magic do that? It's an unnecessary risk. I saw a lot of you guys say OKC as well. I guess SGA 80 could be something, but that doesn't make sense for them. The Thunder are in one of the worst best spots I've ever seen in my life. Just take your time. Chips to the table for Anthony Davis does not make sense. Trade value with Anthony Davis factors in the opposing team's desperation because he is an injured player. That's why I don't understand why the guy came through and said I'm overrating his value. You're an idiot. Because I acknowledge you need a level of desperation to trade for Anthony Anthony Davis because he cannot be trusted to play 82 games. He just can't. But simultaneously, don't act like the man ain't who he is when he's healthy. Even shooting like dog shit. 80 to Denver, fuck no. Pelicans, that'd be hilarious, but no. I think their two best suitors are gonna be the Blazers, the Hawks, and maybe Philly. Because if Philly really want to push everything to the table, what is win now? Anybody not named Joel Embiid and Harden have them. Philly is low-key poised to make a massive move if they want to go that route. Matisse Thybulle and Tyrese Maxey cannot be ignored. That's an insane return, but I don't think they would do such a thing and then settle for Anthony Davis. If they're making that phone call for the Lakers, they're asking for LeBron James. Because we know they want to come up off this contract. We got to acquire talent for LeBron James, and I don't care how lame it is. I think this doesn't happen, unfortunately, because LeBron James is LeBron James. It's not a typical star player that you can just say, oh, we wanted to free him or whatever. That's an awful PR move. I guarantee you the Lakers would lose a lot of potential business if they were the franchise that traded LeBron James. As corny and annoying as it is, it just would be the case. And I wouldn't trust the young talent that we get in return to be so great to offset such a move. What happens to LeBron value if he asks out? Not a damn thing. LeBron ain't the typical superstar to ask for a trade. Same thing with Steph Curry. If Steph Curry demanded a trade for some unknown reason tomorrow, ain't nobody devaluing Steph. It's just not about to happen. A lot of you guys said Warriors. No, for both sides. I think that's a horrible idea. As I said when it was for Bradley Beal and Karl Anthony Towns, their young talent is drafted to have crucial roles in the postseason. We're over here saying it's a pool party, the cum bucket. Everybody loves what they could potentially see in Moody. Wiseman's the only question mark. I guess if the Warriors said, yeah, every pick in draft history in Wiseman, okay, I guess, but that's not cutting it. For the Lakers side of the things, they're not putting Anthony Davis and Steph Curry on the same team. They're just not doing it. That's talking about trading Anthony Davis to a 60-win team. Why would they do that? Sage got me stuck on LeBron to the 76ers. I'm not going to say realistic because, again, I think moving LeBron James, it's unfortunate that that's going to cause some immeasurable damage. Maybe I'm exaggerating how much damage. I'm a Lakers fan, so I hope I'm exaggerating that much damage. And maybe I'm not giving the NBA community enough faith for realizing why trading LeBron would be a thing. While I don't think it would happen, if it came to it, it would be a conversation to be had, even though I probably would just say, yeah, nah, fuck that. We got LeBron. We trying to win a chip until he's gone. I think there's certain players that you just have to have that line of ignorance for. But Anthony Davis, unfortunately, is not one of those players. Anthony Davis, at some point, you do have to look at and be like, yeah, this shit ain't working out. We don't have a future. This wouldn't be so difficult if Dame went to the Lakers. It's not really difficult. Reality of franchises is rings are damn near immeasurable. 2020 was worth that shit. 2020 was worth the trade. It is what it is. This is our bed. We gotta lay in it. But now, rather than lay in said bed, if we have an opportunity to change our future somewhat, that's a conversation to be had. I'm of the mindset that you can retool around LeBron and AD to build a competent roster once again. That's why ultimately I'm saying no. But even if the Lakers blindly revamp this shit roster, I'm not bitching. We won in 2020. I don't give a fuck what a 10-year-old is talking about the bubble. I don't care. I just don't care about what a 10-year-old on Twitter is talking about. It's a bubble. It's a Mickey. I don't care.